hurricane force downwash also has the same effect as wind chill and can cause hypothermia. Maintain communications with the helicopter by radio if possible. Establish the number of crew aboard the boat and the number of crew aboard the helicopter. These numbers may be used to account for all personnel in an emergency. Keep your life raft and ditch bag well secured but ready to deploy, especially if your boat is taking on water. At night, flares or other incendiary devices can help the rescue crew locate you, but be careful to avoid aiming flares or spotlights at the approaching helicopter. Listen to the radio for instructions from the helicopter and follow them to the letter. The rescue swimmer deployed is in charge. If a hoist from the boat is going to be attempted, he will come aboard and work with your crew and the hoist crew to effect the hoist. During a water hoist, he will swim the victim to the basket. It's important for all to remain calm.
In most cases, they're just going to have to follow our directions, and there are so many cases out there. If it's a survivor in the water, we try and get them to focus on the aircraft itself, take a look at that. That way they're not focusing on us and using us as a flotation aid, if you will, which can be deadly for us. We have been trained to deal with that. But we ask the survivor to look at the aircraft. We talk to the survivor, and depending on what sort of device we need to use, if it's an unconscious survivor, we're not going to be talking to them at all, and they'll be going up, you know, in a basket and whatnot. But if they're uninjured, they're more likely going up in a quick strop, and in that case, it's a really quick maneuver, and we just tell them to keep their hands down and head down, and we get them out of the water as soon as possible.
If it's a medical emergency, write a note describing the nature of the problem, treatment given so far, and any other pertinent information. Give this to the rescue swimmer or attach it to the victim. Do not touch the hoist cable or rescue device until it has come in contact with the water, the vessel, or has been grounded. The cable and device lowered possess a considerable amount of static electricity which, unless grounded, can be very dangerous. Do not attach trail lines or the hoist cable to your vessel. Always tend them by hand. Always unhook hoisting equipment before moving it to a different location on the vessel. Assign crew to keep trail lines and hoist cables in sight at all times. Do not attempt to hook onto the hoist cable until slack exists in the cable. This allows for the relative motion between the helo and the boat. Understand that problems can arise during a hoist. If the helicopter crew signals a problem, allow some slack in the trail line so that they can correct it and continue the hoist. Should a helicopter emergency arise, the boat crew will be directed to push the rescue device, trail line, and hoist cable over the side toward the helicopter, using the words, "Break away, break away, break away."
The good thing about the Coast Guard, and especially in aviation, our jobs, we go out daily and train for each situation. And there are surprises, but we fall back on that training, and we've been doing this for a long time. And we have good crews, and you have to be a good crew to even get up in these birds and go out there in the storms and find these people.
The ultimate hazard would be a rotor strike or crash of the helicopter onto your vessel. The flying debris could injure or be fatal to personnel both on the vessel and in the helicopter. In the event a helicopter goes down near your boat during a hoisting operation, or you are called to assist the downed helicopter, there may only be a very short period of time available to rescue the crew. Quick action on your part may be the deciding factor. There are 5 emergency exits on the H-60 helicopter: the cockpit doors, left cabin door, right cabin sliding door, and aft right cabin window. They all can be opened normally by rotating the handle and pulling outward. The emergency jettison handles can be readily identified by a yellow arrow pointing toward the handle. A smaller arrow shows which way the handle must be turned to jettison the door. The emergency exits on the H-65 helicopter are operated and marked in a similar manner as the H60. In either case, a yellow arrow pointing toward the handle can readily identify the emergency entrance jettison handles. Remember, a smaller arrow shows which way to turn the handle to jettison the door. We hope you never have to use the information presented in this video. Maintain your vessel and equipment, prepare your crew, practice good navigation, and most of all, stay alert. Sailing the high seas is a great challenge and a great experience from which far too many sailors have never returned. May you have fair winds and calm seas, and of course, a star to steer her by.